All right, in this video, I'm going to go over exporting an STL file from Fusion 360. All right, so I have an assembly of the Stirling engine motor here, and you can see that it's made up of a bunch of different parts here. And I can't just, export this whole thing as an STL to get the one part that I want. I have to go to that actual part in the tree. And so there it is. It's called piston bushing. And it's this component over here that's 3D printed. All right, so I'm going to right click on this and then I'll press Save as Mesh. Now, when you're in here, make sure that you select STL binary. This is the best STL for 3D printing. So make sure that that one is selected. And then you have your choice of refinement. And I'm going to show you a low resolution and a high resolution uh, STL of this part. Okay, so I'll make the low resolution first, and I'm going to press OK now. So I'll call this piston bushing low res, and I'll save it. All right, so now you're going to open up Prusa Slicer, and when you open it up, there's nothing on the build plate. So you want to press File, Import, and I'm going to import the STL in imperial units. If you've done metric, then you can save it. You can open up this top one, but my units are in imperial. So I'm going to open that up. And then select the part within Windows Explorer. Okay, so here's the part here. And as you can see, an STL is actually made up of flat surfaces. All right. And when you have low resolution selected, those flat surfaces tend to be bigger. So you get a more faceted part. All right, so let's go check out how we can improve this surface. And, what are the effects of changing the high resolution to high resolution. So I'm going to head back over here to my model in Fusion 360, right click on the part, and then press Save as Mesh. And instead of choosing low refinement, I'm going to choose high refinement. Actually, if you wanted to, you can do a custom refinement and play around with these settings here. All right, but I'm just going to keep it simple for this video and just select high resolution. All right, so I'm going to press OK. I'm going to save it here and select high resolution. Okay. So now I'm going to import the STL again. Except this time I'm going to select high resolution. And notice here that the low resolution file is 133 kilobytes, whereas the high resolution part is 750 kilobytes. Okay, so both are relatively small files, but this is also a relatively small and simple part. Depending on the performance of your computer, this could affect how well your computer operates. And especially if you have a much more complex part, a larger part, having high resolution, you might be getting into very large file sizes, in which case you might want to reduce your resolution to keep the file size manageable. All right. But in this case, it is fairly low still, so I'm just going to, pick high resolution here, and let's look at the difference. Okay, so this is the low resolution part, and you can see those faceted flat surfaces all the way around the part, especially on this sort of button feature here. Let's take a look at the high resolution part. you can see that at a glance it is much more smoother. These flat surfaces are much more smaller. So it's broken up into many more flat surfaces to make these rounded features. But it is still just made up of flat surfaces. All right, so that's how you export an STL file from Fusion 360 and how you import it and how you play around with some of the resolution of the STL.